Welcome to a presentation on neoclassical physics. Neophysics has the most accurate theories of physics and some in mathematics. We challenge you to disprove us, else join us and profit from the new science. In this presentation, we are going to discuss the error in Georg Cantor's diagonalization argument. Cantor used this argument to conclude that there are a hierarchy of infinities. At the first level is the infinity related with the set of natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 up to infinity. And at the next level is the infinity related with the set of all real numbers. Cantor argued that we cannot make a one-to-one map between the set of natural numbers and the set of real numbers in the closed domain 0, 1. That we will be left with infinitely more real numbers even after mapping all the available natural numbers to the real numbers in this domain. In this presentation, we show that there exists a one-to-one map between natural numbers and real numbers in 0, 1. And hence we conclude that there is only one kind of infinity, not a hierarchy of infinities. This implies that there is an error or inconsistency in Cantor's diagonalization argument. Similar diagonalization argument has been used by Alan Turing and Kurt Gödel in other important areas of mathematics and computer science. We shall review the usage of diagonalization argument in those topics in a future presentation. Here we just show that there exists a one-to-one map between natural numbers and real numbers in the closed domain 0, 1. According to Cantor, it is not possible to create a one-to-one map between the set of all natural numbers and the set of all real numbers in the domain 0, 1, that is the closed domain. So this is the set of all natural numbers and this is the set of all real numbers in 0, 1. Between any two real numbers, for example between 0 and 0.01, there will be an infinite number of more real numbers, like for example 0.001, 0.0001 and so on. And between 0 and 1 there will be several infinite intervals like that. Consider the real number line 0, 1. It looks continuous, densely packed with an infinite number of points between any two given real numbers. Comparing with the real number line 0, 1, the set of natural numbers look discrete, sparsely packed, with only a finite number of points between any two given numbers. Suppose we assign the natural number 1 to real number 0, that is the beginning of the domain 0, 1, and the natural number 2 to real number 1, that is the end point of the domain 0, 1. So the first two numbers we assign to the two extremes of the domain. Then we assign natural number 3 to real number 0.5, which is exactly midway between this 0, 1, the extremes of the domain. So the next point will assign to the midpoint. This creates two intervals on the real number line, 0 to 0.5 and 0.5 to 1. Then we assign the natural number 4 to real number 0.25, which is midway between 0 and 0.5, and this is the first of the two intervals that we discussed in the previous slide. And then we assign the natural number 5 to real number 0.75, which is midway between 0.5 and 1, and this is the second interval that we discussed in the previous slide. So after the first step, after assigning 3, there will be 2 intervals. To the midpoint of the first interval, we assign the number 4, and to the midpoint of the second interval, we assign number 5. So after assigning the natural number 4 and 5 to the middle of the 2 intervals created by the previous assignments of natural numbers 1, 2 and 3, we get double the number of intervals on the real number line. That is, now there are 4 intervals here. This assignment creates 4 intervals on the real number line: 0 to 0.5, 0 to 0.25, 0.25 to 0.5, 0.5 to 0.75 and 0.75 to 1, the 4 intervals. Then we assign the next 4 natural numbers, that is 6, 7, 8, 9, to the midpoints of these new 4 intervals. That is, these are the midpoints of the intervals that is formed after this step. So then we assign the natural number 6 to the midpoint between the first interval, midpoint between 0 and 0.25. That is, we assign 6 to 0.0125. Then we assign 7 to the number 0.375, which is midway between the second interval, 0.25 and 0.5. We assign the third, that is 8, to the third interval, midpoint of the third interval, 0.625, between 0.5 and 0.75. And we assign the natural number 9 to the midpoint of the fourth interval, which is between 0.75 and 1. So 9 is associated with 0.875 now. So this then creates 8 new intervals on the real number line. There is an interval here between 1 and 6, between 6 and 4, between 4 and 7, and so on. There are 8 intervals here. Then we assign the next set of 8 natural numbers, that is from number 10 to 17, to the midpoint of the 8 intervals created in the previous step. That is, between 1 and 6, there is the midpoint is associated with number 10. The midpoint between these intervals 6 and 4 is associated with 11. The midpoint between 4 and 7 is associated with 12, and so on. In general, we can write that we assign the next bunch of 2 power n natural numbers. That is, in case if this is the third step, so if n equals 3, 2 power 3 is 8. So we'll assign these set of 8 numbers, or 2 power n natural numbers, ranging from 2 power n plus 2 to 2 power n plus 1 plus 1. For example, if we consider n equals 3, if we put here 2 power 3, 8 plus 2, 10. This is 10, the first number, and 2 power n plus 1 is 2 power 4 is 16 plus 1, 17. So these are the set of numbers that we have at step number 3 that can be assigned to the midpoints of the previous intervals. So in general, we can write that we assign the next bunch of 2 power n natural numbers ranging from 2 power n plus 2 to 2 power n plus 1 to the 2 power n intervals created in step n minus 1. So this then creates 16 new intervals on the real number line to be processed in the fourth step, or n equals 4. So between 1 and 10 there is an interval, between 10 and 6 there is one interval, between 6 and 11, between 11 and 4, between 4 and 12, and so on. There are 16 intervals now, and we put the next bunch of natural numbers in between them. So then we assign the next bunch of natural numbers ranging from 2 power n plus 2 to 2 power n plus 1 for step number n equals 4. So we'll have 16 numbers ranging from 18 to 33 that will be assigned to the midpoints of the existing 16 intervals. So after this step, we'll have 32 intervals left. So, and then we assign the next bunch of natural numbers 2 power n plus 2 to 2 power n plus 1 for n equals 5. That is, there will be the next 32 natural numbers ranging from 35 to 65 are assigned to the midpoints of the existing 32 intervals, and so on. So we can keep continuing this process up to n equals infinity, and in that process we can map all natural numbers to real numbers in the closed domain 0, 1. Therefore, Cantor's diagonalization argument in the context of mapping natural numbers to real numbers is wrong. This will have a deep impact on some results of set theory and a major impact on the concept of infinity developed since the time of Cantor. So basically this algorithm, this process can be used to assign a natural number n uniquely with any real number in the real number domain 0, 1, or actually any domain 0 to x. But here we have discussed the example of the closed domain 0, 1. So we can follow this procedure to assign the set of all natural numbers, or each natural number uniquely with one real number in this domain 0, 1. So we end that here. Thank you. If you want to understand the concepts of physics in the clearest way, regardless of the concerns about scoring high marks in exams, please visit neophysics.com. Thank you.